Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to write more neatly. And honestly, on this iPad I have Paper-like. So if you don't know what Paper-like is, it's just this little screen protector, which is pretty expensive. And honestly, very honestly, I don't know if it's worth it for most people. It does kind of destroy your Apple Pencil. So if I may, I'll draw my poor Apple Pencil here. And it really, the tip of the pencil, it just gets ruined. So you then need to change the tips. How often? It depends on how often you use it, but you definitely feel it and it's not very nice. I am still using it because it does help me draw and write as well, but it's not going to be a magical fix. So let me share some tips that could help you write more neatly as well. So we're gonna do this, and what I do is I just add a highlighter, maybe a little bigger, and I do it like this. This is too small, maybe like that. And so you can either follow the lines or you can add it like that. Then I zoom in and then I write it in a way so that it touches definitely this part. So this is how it's gonna look like. I'm gonna write lowercase, and it just helps me to write more neatly. And then once I'm done, I can choose this and erase highlighter only, and maybe also a stroke, and so that's it, it's done. It really helps to zoom in. People use this tool. I don't like to write at the bottom of my page. That's why I usually don't personally use it. I mean, it's just I prefer to do the actual writing here and not here. But you can also move this, I think. But I don't know. I just don't usually use it. But you could just do that and write it over here. So it zooms it for you. But I've noticed that I still usually just zoom in like that and just works for me better. And I do like to use the highlighter as my kind of, help. So for example, if I was writing the text, I would know that, let's say the title is here for some reason, then I can move it to wherever I want it. But let's say this is where it is. I can also make the title, what I do sometimes, I make it bigger. So I immediately know this is the title, and then the smaller ones I'm gonna do here. And what it helps me is to design my kind of the way it's gonna look, the text. So if I'm really worried about how it's gonna look, then that's how I would do it. And then this, once I make it once, and once I'm happy with it, what I can do is I can just copy and paste it multiple times. So I can just copy and then paste. So now I have my guide ready for me to write. So let's say I'm gonna say happy here. So I zoom in, and then I'm gonna just make sure that it touches the bottom. And you could also have a guideline of what touches here, but I usually don't. And then here I'm gonna write list again, and list again, and just list again. So this is how it looks like, and then I just choose this, make sure the highlighter is on, and then I just delete the rest. And immediately it looks a lot more neat and easier for me, so I really like to do it this particular way. Now, once you write, make sure that you choose a style. So for example, I could choose that I want all my letters capital, and then I just do it like that. As you can see, if I write it like here, I immediately start to mess up here. But if I wrote it here, I would make sure, and if I make it too big, also it's too hard for me. So I usually start smaller and just, I don't want, because it's always harder to draw like a big letter than a small letter, so kind of choose the right size for you. And then I'm gonna zoom in a little more, and then I'm gonna write capital. Once I'm done, I can delete everything. Kind of make sure that delete this, And here we go. Now, how can I get even better than this? Because, like, it takes practice. So you could actually go here and find a font that you like. So let's say beautiful font, handwriting. So whatever it is, you just choose what would look good. So for example, I like this Brooklyn font from this Etsy shop. So then I'm gonna take a picture of it. Let's say this one, so Brooklyn. So I take a picture of it, screenshots in my case, or if you can save it, I don't think you can, but I'm just gonna take a screenshot. And the way you take a screenshot is you click the turn off button and you click the sound plus button. So it's on your iPad usually, like right now it's on the side for me. So I have my turn off button and then I have my sound button. This is make it louder or quieter. So here it is, and then I'm gonna add that image here. So I have my Brooklyn, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna trace it. So again, we zoom in, and then we choose the right thickness. So for me, 0.3, and then I choose a very kind of bright color, and I see this is too thin, so then I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little thicker, kind of trying to find the right size for this particular font. So here I have that, and I can start creating. So take my time, make it slow. It's also important that your hand position, like how you place your hand and where you sit. So I've noticed that if I sit at my desk, it's obviously a lot easier for me to do this. And then I just trace and try to notice what she does with the font that makes it look cool. I see that, for example, the K's are very kind of long, and that adds it. And you also, how you do the eyeliner, and like some people can do the eyeliner like this, and then some people you have to go like this. That's fine. Like we can do the same with the font, so I don't have to do it in one stroke, even though I prefer it. And here we go. We're just gonna trace it. So you can see if I trace, sometimes to do one stroke it just doesn't work. So then I put my palm on the iPad and then I draw as much as I can, and then I move my palm and kind of move forward with the drawing. So it doesn't have to be in one go. It's more to notice what's going on. And this really helps you to learn how to control your pencil, because it's obviously different from normal. After you're done with this, there's another exercise I want to show you, and you really don't have to spend too much time on this. Like one day you could do one, and then another day you could do another one. Like it doesn't have to be nothing crazy. So here how it looks like. As you can see, I still need to work on it myself. But then what I do, the next exercise is to try to just copy it without looking. So then I just do like that and kind of play with it a little bit, make it more fun for myself. And honestly, tracing is a lot harder for me than just writing at this point. But yeah, I just create my own little font, and then I go even more out of kind of just trying to do new things. I want kind of trying to go a little crazier, and here it is. So the next thing we're gonna do, the next exercise, is basically there's these handwriting kits. So you would just say handwriting, and we will see if I forgot how they're called, handwriting practice, I think. So a lot of them are for sometimes they are for children, but it's doesn't matter. So obviously if you want the full one, you would have to buy it, but we're just gonna take a screenshot of this and then try to see if we like this font whatsoever. Ideally you would want to buy it, but like we're just gonna use this part for this video. So now again, make sure it's bright so you can see it. Make sure the thickness is right for the letters you're writing. And then what you do is you just trace the letters over here and over here. And that's how it is. So you can be as quick or as slow as you want. The slower you are, the better sometimes, because you can really feel it and practice. And don't be afraid to like go off the book sometimes also, to just create some letters that you think would look good. So as soon as you practiced that, the one they suggest, so like this. Now for these kits, you can definitely buy them or you can create your own. And I'm gonna create a new video on how to create your own kit like that. But in this video, I'm gonna show you like a quick version of it. So basically I'm just gonna go here, choose the font I like. Let's say I like the American typewriter, and then I'm gonna write the text and say, you know, just A, but the maybe not the capital one. And then I just want to add it like this, maybe a little bit more. So I'm gonna do like that, add some more. It's so annoying when they put the dot. So basically that's all you need to do. So you just have your fonts that you like and then add it like that. And so let's say you want one day to practice A. So that's what you would do. You can make sure they're bigger, say like this. And then once I did like that, once I added them like that, I can trace them. Again, make sure that you choose the right pen size. Make sure you zoom in all the way. And then this is still too thin for me. Too thin. These are kind of thick. Okay, this is very thick. Okay, this looks fine. I'm gonna use this one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drag it out like that. So kind of tracing. And another one to help me with my handwriting. And again, it's not something we do every day, but ideally you would want to do it just a couple of minutes a day, and it's gonna make a big difference. So if I take away the text, I know it's not gonna look great. So let's delete it so you can see. So it's all crooked, but it really helps. And then when I am actually writing the letter, then I'm gonna look at the, I've never written an A like that, but it helps me with the letters that I make later on. It just helps me with the tracing and things like that. So basically how we learned as kids to write, this is the same thing. Just, you know, you can choose the font you want. You don't have to, you know, as a kid, you had to learn kind of the standard, and here you can choose which one you want as the font. So that's kind of nice, and it really helps to make it more interesting for you. Let's say I'm gonna add this, or I can just write, you know, letters and stuff like that. Next exercise would be to do the same, but to actually add, let's say, a word. So I'm just gonna use room, and then I choose whichever font I want. So let's say I choose Avenir, and then I start writing, so whatever it is. But a word is always a little different than it is to just focus on a letter. So here it is. I have my word and my tracing. And once I'm done with that, then I try to copy it without the help. So, and yeah. So if I delete the text, make sure sorry, the text deletion, I need to click on this and then move it around. So here it is. Then I can also see how, for example, this one is different from this one, and kind of change it up if I want. So for example, these O's are a lot bigger than these O's and the D. So maybe I could try to write something a little bigger over here like that. So, and then I'm more similar to this font than I am to the other ones. So that has improved my personal handwriting immensely. I hope that this video is helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you would want to learn how to create your own templates, and see you in the next video.